Thanks, guys. Today, I'm actually going to help you do something worthwhile, which is doing your taxes. Nobody likes doing it, but at the end of the day, it's not just a pitch. I want to just help you guys get through this tax season so you can make some more money. So a little bit about me. I was going to work at KPMG, Mergers and Acquisitions, International Tax Code. Decided not to do it because I thought cryptos were awesome and blockchain is the future, which I hope that we all think that. So anyways, this is Taxtoken, Blockchain Accounting Solutions. All right, so what is Taxtoken? Taxtoken is focused on building the necessary accounting infrastructure of the future. We do this with two of our main applications. One is block books and two is triple entry tax, both of which utilize our first product, which is already to market, our capital asset manager. But before we talk about the complexities of triple entry bookkeeping and the underlying technology of Taxtoken, we should go through a little bit of the history of accounting. So it started off thousands of years ago. It was really, really simple. There was an individual that you wanted to make a trade with, and you had to record it in some way. So, for example, you have Bob that owns a goat, and you need to figure out, how much money is to be paid for that goat. You write it down, and then at some point he should pay you back. But there's not really any record keeping. And in the future, they found out that with complex banking systems, such as the Medici family, that you needed a ledger of both debits and credits to keep the functionality balanced to make sure that you had accountability on a reconciling portfolio, not just that you owed something. Now with triple entry bookkeeping, we're seeing a massive industry change because not only is it accountable, you owe me and I owe you, and we're going to make sure that this is settled. Now you have thousands of transactions that are verified in real time on the blockchain, so you can see who owes what, and you can always keep it in an immutable ledger. So how does it work? We use a host of different products, but mainly our back end is focused on triple entry bookkeeping, distributed ledgers, and smart contracts. Those are a lot of really big smart and buzzwords. So what I'm going to say is we work through a platform that you can have all individuals verify your transactions in real time. You can see that they happened, and you can have an IRS and auditing compliance for every transaction. So when you have all of these transactions happening on the blockchain, you're going to have the ability to autofill these documents into relevant tax forms for the IRS or the HMRC. Now, unfortunately, because we're in the UK and I'm from the United States, everything is basically a taxable event. So there's a lot of stuff that you have to take care of. You have crypto to crypto, crypto to fiat, you have buying goods or services, or mining cryptocurrency. So basically, if it looks like a cryptocurrency and if you do anything except for holding it, you're going to have potentially a taxable transaction. But with all these complexities, we've created what our first product is, which is the Capital Asset Manager, and it allows for every single one of these types of transactions to be recorded in real time where you have to do absolutely nothing. The reason we created this is we saw a massive hole in the market from 2015 to 2018. There was a hyper growth of 6 times the amount of individuals that were US-based for Coinbase, and we saw that this was an immediate call to action, go to market for individuals that needed their taxes to be done real time in a cheap and efficient manner. So if you guys are asking what exchanges do we support, right now we have the top 6, 7 in here, but we're going to support the top 20 of all exchanges. We do this through API integration, so you don't really have to do anything. Some of our competitors that don't come into the UK but are specialized in the United States, they use CSV file imports. It's a really complicated and antiquated process where you have to go through, change around the different rows and columns of your Excel spreadsheet and push it back in. So what we ask for is a read-only format of all of the different API keys. We can't take any of your information, but we can have all of your taxes done, the relevant cost basis, going to and from every exchange in a matter of about 5 minutes. So let me explain why this is a problem and why exchanges haven't already done this so far. So for example, you have Coinbase that issues a 1099 form. That form can be sent over to you, but if you have a cryptocurrency and you've taken it from Coinbase to any other exchange, say to buy altcoins, Coinbase is going to immediately constitute that as a sale, which means if you transfer that cryptocurrency to another exchange, let's say you have a Bitcoin that's now worth about $10,000, you're going to see a long-term or short-term capital gain of $10,000. Obviously, that isn't the case. You had one cryptocurrency that was going from one wallet to another wallet, so you shouldn't have that taxable event. We make sure that problems like this and other transactions that are more complicated, such as staking, where you have a constructive dividend and things of that matter, are all done automatically. You guys don't have to do anything. So we've also looked at problems when it comes to mining operations. Right now, a cool statistic is it costs about $4,700 in the United States to mine a Bitcoin. Now, you look at that and you say, well, maybe it's not even that profitable to do this because of all of the taxes that are implicated. But we take all the electricity deductions, mining equipment depreciation, and we look at large-scale pooling transactions such as Bitmain, so we have an accurate reporting of all of your cryptocurrency capital gains and losses. And if you're creating a business, we have a customized solution. Say you've created an LLC or some type of partnership. We can go through and say, hey, you've bought 15 GPUs at this cost at this specific time, and over 5 years it's going to be depreciated, automatically making sure that you have the most capital gains possible and the minimum of tax liability for all of your cryptocurrency mining. So that was a lot of conversation. I also talk really fast and I realize I should slow down. So to go over this, we work with individuals by creating a compliant solution that goes from exchange to exchange and can track the cost basis of every cryptocurrency. We work with 1,500 cryptocurrencies across the 8 major exchanges, but also not only a person-to-person client, we're working with the backends to make sure that exchanges that are being built out right now have a complete solution so you can have a 1099 form, a relevant tax form, automatically sent over to you so there's no more confusion and you're not spending thousands of dollars on CPAs who are most likely not well rehearsed in this field anyways. And we also do mining. The mining application can go and completely scale. We can go from a few mining operations, 10 or 20 GPUs, all the way up to basically $30 or $40 million in mining operations, which is one of our clientele that we have in Hong Kong. With partnerships, we're partnered with Sovos Compliance. They are the leading tax compliance firm in the United States. They work with over half of the Fortune 500, such as Facebook, Amazon. They work with private companies such as Uber as well. Market penetration, so where we're at right now. So we are in the United States, but we understand that the UK tax law is very similar, so we plan on integrating with the UK and the HMRC in the next 3 months. So you guys will have it right in time for tax season. Afterwards, we plan on going to Canada, South Korea, Japan, China, Australia, and Russia, India as well. We plan on doing anything where there is a actual compliant and regulation-based form for all transactions in cryptocurrency. So as you see places, we just went to Dubai, for example, where there's more of a grayscale in regulation. We plan on working with them. We're talking with their regulators and their legislators, but for the time being, there isn't a clear and concise methodology to go and tax cryptocurrencies. That is our capital asset manager. We also have another product that we are developing, which is our invoice solution system, Blockbooks. The reason why this is so cool is because right now, if you're using a company such as Intuit, they currently charge 2.9 to 5% in invoicing fees. Now, I don't know about you guys, but if you're doing $10,000 of one invoice and you do 30 of those, that adds up. You're spending about $500 per invoice. We can actually mitigate all fees by working with companies such as Nano or other blockchains that allow for cryptocurrencies to go with no cost in transaction. We're third-party verified, obviously because of the blockchain, and we can automatically generate journal entries for you. So that sounds really lame, but I'm telling you, it's going to save your accountants basically half the time because no longer are they going to have to worry about debits and credits, what equals. Everything's going to be verified in real time, and the blockchain transactions are going to be proof enough for the IRS or the HMRC to say, hey, this is a functioning product, this is working for mom and pop companies all the way scaled up to large businesses. So we're going to do a very simple use case to explain this, which is Jim sells his shirt on Etsy. He's going to use our software, Blockbooks, to generate the transaction. That's going to be on the Ethereum blockchain via smart contracts. And when the invoice is generated, it's going to be automatically updated for him. So say, for example, his inventory hits a critically low level. He sold a lot of T-shirts. It automatically is going to be reordered from his wholesaler, and then that journal entry is going to be posted onto his ledger. All of that no longer is going to need an accountant. So that was about 3 or 4 hours of an accountant, anywhere from $200 to $300 per hour. Our whole product does it for you instantaneously and for one low-cost fee per month. When it comes to payments that are made over smart card integration, we're working with some of the top cryptocurrency credit card companies to create solutions that once your credit card is swiped and you have your cryptocurrency liquidated, you can immediately see the taxable event, and it can also defer you from maybe making some gut reaction spending because you can see that saving this and not making this transaction on the dip is going to make you a lot more money. Let me explain smart card integration a little bit more because it's a little bit cooler than just auto-liquidating and tracking transactions. So for example, in the United States, we have Walmart. That's a big grocery store. You could go to Walmart and say that you are a type 2 diabetic. So you would buy over-the-counter insulin along with the host of all of your products that you go through the grocery store. You're going to continue your everyday spending habits as usual. You don't change anything at all, and all the transactions are going to be recorded because they're on the blockchain. We can now automatically sift through all of these transactions, see that the medical expense, which is the insulin, is tax deductible, and then the software can automatically push to the IRS, giving you the highest tax deductions and the least tax liability. All of this is done automatically. You need to do nothing. Another one of our platforms that uses this taxation is our text-to-block technology. So a little bit about me, I have kind of a philanthropy background. I've created one idea that's called Vote for Humanity. That's about 501c3s or non-for-profits. What we looked at is telecommunications companies and large enterprises are charging anywhere between 3 to 6% on all transactions when you're donating. So if you're going to the Red Cross, if you're going to Wounded Warrior Project, anything, and you text it and you're at an event and you think that you're really making a contribution, you are, but the sad thing is you're losing about 3 to 6% automatically to the big companies that are charging hand over fist to make your transaction happen. So we are free from transaction fees. Also with increased liquidity, if you do texting for disaster relief, it can take up to 60 or 90 days for all of this money to filter through and then be liquidated. If you're using cryptocurrency, that can happen real time automatically, and you can use smart contracts to verify the transactions that are happening, and the people that are getting these cryptocurrencies can only use them to cash out for specific things like food and water and shelter. You're also going to have an automatic proof of donation, which can say, not only are you donating, but you're going to have proof that you're donating. That's going to be an itemized deduction for you. So you're going to get an added effect. Not only are you giving more money to these charities, but you're also getting money back into your pocket because there's no taxable event. And finally, of course, because we're on the blockchain, it's obviously transparent. So why Taxtoken? As I said, autofilling these forms, our capital asset manager is already launched in the United States. It is working functional with all 8 exchanges across 1,500 cryptocurrencies. We are moving to the UK within 3 months, and then international expansion. Compliance, we are working with Sovos. Sovos has served over half of the Fortune 500 companies. So if you're trusted by companies that are like Uber and Facebook, you guys know that you can trust us. Scalable, we can work for individual to individual or do tens of thousands of transactions if you're doing arbitrage, if you're doing mining, anything like that. In time, you no longer have to worry about an accountant taking tens or hundreds of hours to go through your complicated cryptocurrency transactions. We can complete them all in about 15 minutes. So coming soon, actually we have our capital asset manager was launched about a week ago, so that is fully functioning live. You can come over to our desk, get a demo of it. It's $40 for the year. For mining operations, it's $30 per month. Smart invoicing will be coming beginning of next year, and that's going to have all of the transactions auto-filled into relevant debits and credits. And then our Blockbook software launch is going to have everything from debits and credits and all the triple entry tax, all taxable events, and working in as a plugin so you can work with Peachtree or Intuit, other platforms of that. We hope to eliminate all paper receipts. I don't know about you, but I always hand over my administrative assistant, Lauren, a receipt, and I don't want to deal with it anymore. She makes it so I don't have to hold on to it, but I don't think anybody should have to hold on to it anymore. With the blockchain, you no longer have to do that. Self-executing inventory, when you guys are on the road and you're managing your business and your inventory levels hit critically low levels, you'll get a text by your phone automatically that your blockchain smart contract has, in fact, been executed. You'll see the trade, it'll auto-post to your ledger. You no longer have to worry about those transactions. We hope for a decentralized exchange in the future so we can host not only current centralized exchanges such as Binance, but in the future where you have atomic swaps and other transactions that happen peer-to-peer with no exchange at all. We would love to work with those products as we already have our software built in for that. And we hope that the new global system of payments where you're unbanking or you're banking the unbanked can now use our system. You can create new business and enterprise solutions, and everything can be fully functional. We are not an ICO, so we have a working model that has revenue. We appreciate people that do the ICOs. We are in the United States, though. Things are a bit more strict. So we have done all of our investment through conventional methods. We did Reg D for accredited investors. We have some very incredible people behind us such as Mark Nelson and Michael Rabibo, two serial entrepreneurs with extremely high net worths, but even better personalities as individuals in their philanthropy. If you guys would like any more information about investing, or if you just want the product for $40, please let me know. My name's Nathan Nichols. This is Taxtoken. Thank you.